And a beautiful Friday morning, that's what it is. Let me say it like this. Yay! It's Friday. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome into the hot spot. And you know exactly what it is. Sunshine's Corner. And as always, we've got something planned for you today that's going to be so informative. It's always good to know. But what I want to tell you what to do right now is I always ask you, tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody else. When you want to know what's happening in your community, all you've got to do is tune into Sunshine with Sunshine's Corner right here on Blab TV. Now listen at this. I always invite you to be a part of the show. Remember, you can call us at 850-432-7768, or you can text us at that same number. And let's get this started, because I've been holding my peace not to talk too much to our guest today, because there's so much information that's to be shared. You're going to be just as I. So get your cup of coffee. Let's curve right on over here and welcome Courtney Clanton in with us today. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, Sunshine.
How are you today?
I'm so excited to be here with you.
Thank you. And my sidekick, what's up, sidekick, Katina? Hey. Listen to this. It's Friday, guys. So look, we're going to be talking today with Courtney about the 100 Black men.
Yes.
And all the fantastic, phenomenal things that you're doing with the organization. Let me say this to you while I got you, and I'm looking at him in his face. So I'm gonna turn and do it like this. I tell you every time I see you, because I follow you and I see the things that you're doing and the difference you're making in these lives of young men.
Yes.
And I want to commend you, the level that you've taken the 100 Black men to. I just want to say, yay! Congratulations.
I'm
and
very
thank
appreciative
you.
of it.
No, thank you. And now, Kathina and I know we already filled with questions today, but what I want you to do, Courtney, tell everybody about how you got into the organization, what the organization is all about, and all of these fantastic things that's already incorporated that you already started.
The 100 Black Men has been in Pensacola since May 30th of 1991. So on the 30th of this month, we celebrate 33 years of mentoring in Pensacola.
Yay!
And so the brethren and I, we are very excited about this prestige honor. And so I joined the 100 Black Men in 2018, and I came along through the ranks, and I was able to model. And then when I was a school resource officer, I used that role to help influence some of the things that I saw in the school.
Right.
I brought those things that I knew stature-wise and pertaining to my official career into the mentoring organization. And then when I brought it into the mentoring organization, we started to see a decrease in behavior, decrease in poor judgment. And so when I got elected into this particular role, I said that instead of just doing scholarships alone, we need to get to the core of the students.
All right.
The biggest challenge that we had in the community was students coming to us, trying to get parents to bring the students to us.
Right.
A lot of times through economically and having vehicle transportation problems, I said, let's take the organizations to the school. And so we have brothers that if they have the opportunity to be off or schedule in advance to be off, we go out into the school during a non-elective period, and we mentor them, and we have a phenomenal turnout.
That you do.
And so far we just picked up 2 new schools, 2 new middle schools, and we're so excited to be there.
Isn't that phenomenal?
That is amazing.
Yeah. We just picked up Warrenton Preparatory Academy. We just did a mentoring session out there. Great turnout. Kids want to know when we're coming back. And our newest school that we just picked up is the Success Academy on Weimar Boulevard, and Coach Robin Alexander is our mediator between the two.
Wow.
And so we're excited, and along with that, the Florida Department of Corrections has given state probation officers 1 hour of mentoring.
Oh man, that's what I'm talking about.
With that being said, I, being in this role, solicited officers to be a part. And so Success Academy said, hey, you guys mentoring the boys, can you do all girls? So I reached out to a few of my colleagues, and just recently, the photos that I sent, we mentored, I think it was 26 girls inside of well, we can continue to model for them. And what the schools cannot, they have a limitation of what they can teach. But
of course.
But we are the village, and the basics
Say
of
it.
the village cannot say, well, it's the teacher's job, it's the parent's job, it's all of our jobs.
Yes.
Because we are turning them into successors.
Exactly.
You should not leave this earth and nobody is ready to replace you.
Hey,
Yeah.
do you see the chills that just going through me when you talk
And
about
so,
that?
you know, our curriculum is built around communication skills, public speaking, anti-violence, health and wellness, financial literacy, and we just added some of the new things in here pertaining to sex and consent of sex, when you can and cannot participate in these type of things, what can get you caught up 2 years later and charged and labeled as sex offender or sexual predator,
Predators, yeah.
things of that nature. So as a community advocate about teens, I have to guard. Teens are like my mother hen. I have to guard,
You're that village.
safeguard
You're that village.
my successors.
Right.
And teenagers are my successors, our successors.
Exactly.
And so the kids choose to come. If you want to be a leader, if you feel yourself the unction of leadership upon you,
Right.
come.
Absolutely.
Come.
And let me see, Courtney, when you're saying all that, you see now, Katina, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I love.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You're out there. You're going, and now you're grabbing. How many schools you in now?
Well,
3.
we're in 3.
Three
We're at Bellevue Middle School,
Which is Eastside High.
DT Preparatory Academy,
Wait a minute. She said it's what?
Nothing.
Warrenton Preparatory Academy,
Right.
and now Success Academy.
That's
and
cool.
now also we have our general body of mentoring where all students from Catholic high school, we have other students who we have not went to their school to mentor them specifically, but
Right.
when we have open forum,
They come in.
they all
They're
come
there.
in. So we have kids that go to Tate High,
Right.
that go to Catholic, and
Right.
also our organization is composed with diverse career fields.
Okay.
We have pastors, Pastor James Watson,
Yeah.
Pastor Brandon Mason of Zion Hope,
Yeah.
Pastor
You gonna
Christopher
get in trouble
Sanders
if
of
you
Chop.
forget somebody.
I mean, you know what?
We have a host of
There you go.
store managers.
Exactly.
We have a host of business owners. We have a host of artists, musicians. We have church administrators. We
Every
have
area.
our vice president is Principal Paul Lovely of Bellevue Middle School.
Yeah.
And so I want to surround these kids with model men.
Thank you.
And they're doing
Yes.
a wonderful job.
Yeah.
They're doing a wonderful job.
I want to say, I tell everybody, I'm a village child.
Right.
You know, I tell people, you know, I'm a child that the village took
Right.
in, and so I think
That's me.
that is a perfect model. It was, you know, growing up in the Wedgwood community, you might get beat 3 times when you make it home and get your other beat.
Wait a minute. How many is that?
3.
3.
But that's before you get there, because when you get there, you're going to get another one.
Hello.
I remember.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and it took that village, and you really do miss that concept. And particularly, you know, at one time I used to argue that black women were in trouble in America, right? But now the narrative has changed, and we are definitely facing a lot of issues with
Big time.
black men,
Big
whether
time.
that's mental health, that's
time.
high incarceration rates, that's low higher education rates.
Right.
Black women are graduating. You might come to a graduation. It'll be 10 to 1.
That's right.
I have an office in Tallahassee on that FAMU campus. You're not seeing a lot of black men. When we see them, we talk to them, and they were just like, "Listen, black women are outnumbering us as it relates to a path to success." And so I'm just like Sonshine. My heart is just warm, and I'm sorry.
To hear
I'm
that.
super excited to hear how black men are stepping up to
Right.
get those successors, because a lot of people pick on me because I have real women radio, but I said that does not in no mean or no way
Overshadow.
say
That's
that
right.
we don't need men. We need men.
We need men.
Women can't exist without, black women can't exist without black men, or
Right.
women
We
cannot
can't exist
exist without
without
men.
vice versa.
And so, you know, I hate that narrative that it's us versus them, meaning us as women versus men.
'Cause it's
when
not that way.
We need each other.
Exactly.
And so,
Most
I'm just super excited to see 100 black men
Doing
step
what
up
they're
to
doing.
the plate.
They're doing it.
And I really commend you all.
We appreciate you.
And the impact that you all are making. And happy 30th anniversary.
I mean,
we need to do it big, Courtney.
33
years.
Now, how I think about that, because he said 1991, because my son is 33 years
Oh,
old.
okay,
Okay.
okay,
And I said, okay. Oh,
It's
yeah. Brandon is 33, girl. How can he be 33 and
I
I'm just
don't believe
29?
it.
I don't get it.
You get
I don't
me.
either. But yes, you know, and so it's super exciting to see the
see
impact and what you all are doing. And I love how a lot of resources are. I just said this to someone the other day. A lot of people want people to come to them, but you all are going to
them and
to the
taking them
village.
what you have.
Yeah, and versus, hey, y'all, come out the village,
Uh-huh.
come and see what we have.
That's right.
Versus going into your space where you're comfortable and things like that.
Yeah,
and
this is the first year. The organization has been ran dynamic in its time. We used to do, and we'll get back to it, where we would have the battalion at the end of the year.
I got you.
Where we had a couple of young men, older men model
Of course.
expectations,
Of
write
course.
an essay, and we provide a scholarship. And 5 or 6 young men, we would give a scholarship, and they would go off to college.
Okay, I got
well,
you.
I felt that was wonderful idea. But then when I look at the
Oh,
multitude,
God, yes.
the multitude
I know.
of the 2 fish,
Now, come on now.
the multitude, how many more people could I reach if I go to them?
Exactly.
I also
And
think,
look at the results. I'm sorry. But
That's
look at
okay.
the results and what you're reaching. I want to ask this on the top of my head. How many members do you have in the organization right now?
The mentors,
Uh-huh.
we have 27 to include 2 staff members. I brought on some young ladies because as a man, I know that there are things that I do not specialize
Exactly.
in. And I could not function without the assistance of a woman. And so we have 2 dynamic ladies that are part. Dawn Fountain, she is our staff member, also a colleague of mine. And she does the liaison between parents and us. And so we have the meeting and we prepare what we're going to do for the agenda. She sends out the mass communication to say the mentoring session is going to be at this location at this time. Or she partners with so we can get there to mentor the kids, whatever the case may be. And so I know I don't specialize in doing that type
don't
of
have the gift of
administration
There
work.
you go.
And so I utilize
Yeah.
what somebody else is specialized in.
talents.
And you see, that's something else that's utterly important. You see, he just said a mouthful. I know I don't specialize in this area. So therefore, here's the tree, okay? This branch gonna handle this. This branch gonna handle, but yet encompassing everything that needs to be taken care of and recognizing sometimes, and I must say it, we take a little authority, should I say position, and think that, okay, if this is my position, okay, I can do the, I can't do anything by yourself. And to see that you have that mentality, that it takes a village,
A village.
and a village to
A
raise
village.
a child. And I know that several times I met with some of you, the members, and the love that they have is all encompassing to see. Everyone has something different that they specialize
Correct.
in. And to bring that together to reach these kids is what we're needing.
Correct.
So what are we saying to you today, ladies and gentlemen? This is what we're talking about when it comes to raising a kid, raising a family. It is a community. I can remember growing up in my day, if you did something wrong, Miss Clemmy down the road was going to get you. And then by the time you got home, Miss Clemmy already done told mother you're going to get it again because mother's not going to question
And you
Miss
better
Clemmy.
and you better not say nothing to
You
Miss
better
Clemmy.
not say
You better
nothing
treat her
to
just
Miss
like
Clemmy.
listen.
I know it. I mean, I'll tell you, my first paddling was in 5th grade.
Paddling?
Reverend
beat that.
Got that paddle.
Reverend Powell spanked me.
Reverend John Powell.
John Powell.
Hey,
He was the pastor of East Hill Church of God in Christ at the time. And he come in and he said, "You want 3 days home, or you want 3 licks?" And I was like, man.
I'll take the 3 days.
I said, "Give me the 3 here because when I get home, I'm gonna get 3 more."
Every day.
Every day. And then breathe. And then when they
And
think about it
man,
Every day, yeah.
I got
Every time they look at you,
I got
just don't
I
breathe.
got the middle school, got the Wedgwood,
He was bad too.
and
He was bad.
and I got 3 more. I got three more, and I tell you,
Courtney, you a bad boy.
listen. It took
Look, you got drinking water.
the Holy
You know you
Ghost
was bad.
and all the above to curve me in. And when I got to a high school at Tate, a particular teacher, she said, the dean, she said, and when you get to them folks' school, you'll sit down there and keep your mouth shut.
Amen.
And when I tell you, when I got to Tate, it was silence
mouth
all
shut.
around the class, and they would say, "Mr. Clan, you're not participating." I don't have anything to say.
There you go.
Keeping his mouth shut.
I tell you what, hold on to that there. Don't have anything to say. Hold on. I tell you what, we're going to go take a break and come right back. But keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, now you can be a part of this conversation. 850-432-7768. You can text or call that number if you want to talk to Courtney or my sidekick today. Always right here on Blab TV.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services is a one-stop shop because you can come get your windshield replaced, and right behind that replacement at the same appointment, we will calibrate the cameras, and when you leave, everything's ready to go. There's no need to go to the dealership, or there's no need to come back for another appointment. We just take care of it at one time. We put the customer first, and we strive to do everything right the first time.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services, your one-stop shop with same-day service.
Animal Allies is looking for volunteers, and there are many ways that you can help. From taking care of cats to using your computer and social media skills, any and all assistance is greatly appreciated. We have morning and afternoon shifts every day or help at adoption events. You can even foster a kitty at home. And it counts towards community service hours for bright futures. Find Animal Allies Florida on Facebook and Instagram, or go to aaflorida.org/volunteer.
Well, welcome back to Sunshine's Corner here on this Friday. And I tell you, we have a conversation going on. It's absolutely, I wish you were here. I mean, it is, but I say that, we're laughing and talking. Let's put a pin in this right now. I want to acknowledge something before we go back into our conversation, because of a friend of mine that, and there are a lot of people going to recognize and know who he is. He passed away. He used to work with me. Doug's going to know him. Alex Gavin. I got the call yesterday that he passed away night before last. And I was wondering why, because I had been trying to reach Alex and been wanting to talk to Alex for the longest. We had a conversation maybe back in December about a project I was working on that I wanted him to work with, but kept calling, couldn't get no answer. But then anyways, but Alex was a good guy. And I'm gonna bring this home why I brought this up. Then I got another call yesterday afternoon when I got home, a former programmer of mine. Got on a plane, take his vacation, had a heart attack on the plane, and died. That's two right there, just day apart. But I say that to say, parents, life is short.
Very.
Life is precious. And if there's a way, if you know that you know that you know, sometime that you know your kids are, I know what I did with mine, because I knew when Brandon was lying to me. I mean, I know, because he thought he was this bad, but how many times I said, this boy is gonna run me crazy. However, what am I saying to you? If there's an issue or something that you see with your child, it's okay. I'll say this and I'll step up there to join in with you. I was divorced. I was raising them by myself. Okay? But sometimes you need help, especially with boys. A boy needs a man sometimes to talk to, even though I was mama and daddy. But the fact of it is, there's something Courtney can reach him with that I can't. And there's something that you may see that your child is dealing with that Courtney can reach that you can't. Don't be embarrassed. Do the right thing. Reach out to somebody who is giving of themselves so that we can make sure. And I'll say this to say, I'd like to put a little frosting on it, but I want to put the cake there first. Last weekend, 3 young boys, 3 young gentlemen died. Do you understand where I'm going, Courtney? And that hit me hard. I said, oh my God, these young children. And that was 2 o'clock in the morning. And you hear, I was another story I read about another one. These are younger people. They're dealing with or being pressured more than the pressure we had when they don't have Miss Clemmy down the road. They don't have Mr. your auntie or your mama, your cousin saying, you better not open your mouth, boy. They don't have that anymore. But what we're saying to you today, parents, we have a man here, been there, done that, know how it is to come up, to teach you the values you need to keep safe, to grow on, to be be a part of the society that you can be productive.
One of the most important things. Go ahead.
I just want to add one thing. I usually tell this story when I'm talking about diversity, the difference between like why you need diversity, right? But
oh God, don't go there. Who got you here? We talking all day.
But I want to say this is a story I use. I have a daughter and a son. My daughter, she's 2 years older than my son. So when it came time to potty train, my daughter, you know, she went in there. I showed her what to do. She peed on herself one good time. She was over it in the panties, right? And she pretty much used the bathroom from that point on.
That's right.
Now my son, he didn't care.
He said, let me wash the car.
Girl, if you go, whatever. I don't care.
Squirt.
So I remember I was talking to a gentleman one day. He was doing my nails, and we discovered that we had a son the same age. And I said, is your son potty trained? He said, yes, he is potty trained. And I said, well, how did you teach him how to use the bathroom?
I showed him.
He said, I went in there and I threw some Cheerios in the toilet and I showed him how to shoot them.
He had to aim.
Yeah. So he said, he got it. I said, well, I can't do that. And so I like to tell that story to say, I love my son.
Okay.
But that moment I realized there were things that I would not be able to teach him. You understand?
Exactly.
And so that's what we're saying. Like, as a woman, we love our boys, even when we're doing it by ourselves. But there are things that we cannot teach them. And that is why I learned then, you know, that they're going to be, and that doesn't mean you don't love your child any less.
That's right.
Doesn't mean you can't give your child what you can. But as a woman and as a man, I'm sure there were things that you would not be able to teach your daughter.
Exactly.
But I just like to tell that story because...
No, because if I had seen you in the bathroom with a hose pipe, you know.
No, Sunshine, I would have had to get over the toilet like this.
No, here you got a hose pipe. You're going to hit that Cheerio.
You know, it's so unique that we're having this discussion. And I always say, you know, if we put some kind of scripture behind it, we also remember that Jesus the Christ was not accepted in his own hometown.
That's right.
And when you have a product of your environment that has been given the grace, not conceded, but the grace to say, hey, listen, I tell kids everywhere, I'm not successful until you get the degree.
Come on.
No matter how many degrees I have.
That's right.
I start, every time I get in the presence of children, my degrees go back to, I take myself all the way back to first grade. And then I build you up until I start seeing the maturity level to the point where we had a young man who started out in the program, and we got him, he was in communication skills. We taught him how to do interviewing, and when we prepped him and get him prepared, he said, Mr. Clanton, I'm ready to look for a job. I said, you ready to look for a job? I said, say
There you
less.
go.
We call one of our board members, store managers of a great store here in town.
There you go.
And we said, hey, we got a gentleman that's looking for a job.
There you go.
And he said,
beautiful.
say less. When can we bring him on board?
Oh, beautiful.
We brought him on board. He called and said, hey, I'm hired. And so when I go through the cashier register there, and I tease him all the time. How's it going? He's like, it's going 100. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But look at the difference you're making, and that's got to be something right there, because that cycle continues to roll.
Yes.
You know, because there are children at all times that need that help.
Yeah.
And I commend you,
Yes.
and the way that you are reaching out to grab and gravitate to these young people, and with the organization, all the guys like Dante. I mean, I just love to hear Dante when he laughs. Okay. You know?
Yeah, he's a dynamic tool, and all of the brothers.
But of course,
they have unique ways in which they, and some of them are coaches in the community with their own kids. We have. And so some of the kids, so we're everywhere. And so what I continue to, vast about is, I am truly blessed, and Pensacola is blessed to have all men that are role models.
Amen.
I would say all men that are role models, but one of the things that I capitalize on is relationship. You can't correct somebody if you don't have a relationship.
Right.
Humility has to be your forte.
That's right.
Humility, because it takes the ambiguous and the, and some kids, they do, some males, they are raised in a single family household where they have never heard a man's voice.
Yep.
They have never woken up to their mother and their father in the same in the house. And so there was one point where I had a young man. He was very standoffish. When I said, hey, let's go, let's pick up the pace, young man. We got to take care of business. You ain't my daddy. And that's like,
I've
okay,
heard that.
well,
People say
let's.
that, yeah.
But I cannot be upset about it,
Of course
because
not.
he is not accustomed to hearing
Exactly.
a male voice.
And you're not his daddy.
And I'm not his dad.
I'm not trying to be your dad.
So
Right. Yeah.
how I drew him, I loved him and chastised him in the same sentence.
There you go.
I said, hey, that's not what we should be doing. This is what we should be doing.
Exactly.
And here's why we should be doing it.
There you go.
Come on, let me show you.
There you go.
Amazing. Yeah, that's
Let me show you.
amazing.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
My son, he's the type of person. So my daughter, I can yell and scream and she gets it. My son,
Let me tell you why. That's her. I told her, I said, her daughter is you. All over.
my daughter, you kind of gotta, grab her by the back of the arm
Leave Natalie alone.
and whisper in her ear, "I will kill
Leave
you."
Natalie alone.
I'm
When
like,
we
"Ma'am,
get in this store,
yeah, no, just put it on the phone, ma'am. Put it on the phone. Just give me 5 seconds." I told one, I said, "Don't have me on speakerphone because you might have to report what I'm about to say." Now my son, on the other hand, is, "Son, have you taken a bath today? You don't smell good."
Really, Mama?
Yeah, this him. Oh, okay, Mom. But you can't say, like, Natalie, "You don't smell good. What did you take a bath?" And so I'm just saying that to say that you just gotta. I learned even from them. Same mom, same dad, night and day, different personalities, and I really had to learn how to handle them differently.
the thing. I mean,
Yeah.
we can adapt. Young men, we can adapt to our surroundings.
Yes.
We can overcome adversities if we're taught how to overcome adversities. And one of the most important things that I try to capitalize on, even with the new mentoring session for the all women, is after we finished that group session and everybody read their card and they responded how they would have answered, I said, out of all of this, what did we get out of this? What do we all struggle with in this room? And 3 young ladies raised their hand. She said, "Mr. Clanton, we all struggle with communication."
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
We all struggle with how to communicate. How to communicate. Just like in court, when I don't understand something, I'm on the stand to give testimony. I tell the counsel, I apologize. Can you rephrase the question?
That's right.
I don't understand. And sure, Mr. Clanton, we'll rephrase the question. And they rephrased the question. And I said, I'm sorry again. I don't understand what you're saying.
Absolutely.
What is it that you want to ask?
That's right.
Can you rephrase it again?
Exactly.
I want to say that, and I've recently been mentoring three little girls that just take a minute. And it's the communication, but also the communication of their feelings. So when you say, well, you moving funny, I said, well, what does that mean? You're not telling me what you have a problem with. You know what I'm saying? And so just really getting them to understand themselves.
I had to download the
exactly.
Urban Dictionary on my phone.
Come on,
I didn't know.
I understand what they're saying.
I didn't know what
For real.
Because
no,
my
no
daughter
cap,
uses a lot
Mr.
of
Clanton.
no
What?
cap, but I'm telling her,
always
like,
in,
she
huh?
said she was moving funny, and I was like, what does that mean? You know, I know what it means, but I'm asking them to articulate it.
What their definition
it's just
of it
trying
is.
to also get them to understand their emotions. And I say this as an adult. I remember one time fussing with my daughter, and God whispered to me, "You expect her to know at 10 what it took you 30 years to learn." You know, and I'm just like, you know, we do have to be more patient and understanding. And I tell somebody, I remember being their age. I don't know. Most people act like they don't remember. But I remember being their age.
I remember 10.
It was only a few years ago.
Yes, just a few years ago, I'm telling you. I remember I was over there. Yes, I do. But listen to this, guys. Keep your thought right there, because I tell you, this conversation is really, really one that we should have at all times. I want to encourage you again, if you'd like to be a part. Don't be shy. Nobody knows who you are on the phone. I'm not going to call your name out. But 850-432-7768. 432-7768. Right about now, we're going to head on over to my girl, Flo Anthony. She's got some gossip coming up from Hollywood. Coming up right now. Sunshine's Flo.
Hey, this is Gossip on the Go with Flo. Well, Cardi B and Offset seem to be as married as ever on Tuesday night at the New York Knicks versus Philadelphia 76ers playoff game, which the Knicks lost. Now, the couple walked into Madison Square Garden with Offset's hand on his wife's back. And back in 2020, Cardi filed for divorce from Offset, but then welcomed their son Wave in 2021. Now, late last year, the Bronx-born Raptors said they had separated. However, since then, they have been seen together on numerous occasions. Tisha Campbell told Us Weekly she was asked to join the cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but declined the offer. Said Tisha, I have been asked, but right now is not the time. I'm not anti, it's just not the time. Now, the Martin alum candidly admitted that she likes her privacy a little bit too much to be the next addition to the Bravo universe. However, Tisha said she admires former reality stars like Basketball Wives Tammy Roman, who was able to parlay her success on reality shows into a different career. Halle and Chloe Bailey debuted their partnership with Core Hydration at Air Ancient Baths in the Big Apple on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the lady's younger brother, Branson Bailey, escorted Sean Diddy Combs' 17-year-old daughter, Chance Combs, to their high school prom in Los Angeles last weekend. Now, Chance's sisters, Jessie and Delilah, attended their prom escorted by LeBron and Savannah James's younger son, Bryce, and his friend, who is their high school's quarterback on the football team. I mean, these parents sure know how to hook their children up with the right dates. This has been Flo Anthony with Gossip on the Go. Check me out on Instagram at Flo_author and on X at Banana Nose Kid.
Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel for all of your men wear needs.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our powertrain warranty forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the powertrain warranty forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with a powertrain warranty forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m., hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
Hi, my name is Brett McCabe. This is my wife Tanya, and we're the owners of Pensacola AC and Auto Service Center.
From the moment you walk in the door, we are here to take care of you. Honesty and excellence are the standard of our team. Our goal is to give you peace of mind from oil changes to AC repair. All of our repairs come with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. We have a clean, welcoming waiting room with free Wi-Fi. When you leave here, you will have peace of mind. Come visit us and experience auto repair from people who care.
Well, welcome back. I tell you what, we're having such a conversation off camera. It's unbelievable. This show needs to be 3 hours today because there's so much information that we're trying to share. But we got a text message here. What? It says, thank the Lord for you all. This came from, it said, thank the Lord for all of you. My name is Tanya. I have been wondering why there hasn't been someone like you to help these children. Aww. I mean, that's just a statement that she was making because of the fact that you're there now and you're doing things that people are noticing. And it's not all about the notification of it. It's that you're making a difference.
He gets hope. So Tanya is basically saying
thank you for that. There's somebody there. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was really sweet.
Everybody say hey to Tanya.
Hey,
thank you, Tanya.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
But it's absolutely great, though. As you can see, people need your help.
And there are so many organizations out here in Pensacola that are doing a dynamic job. And so I don't want to take the glory from the small things that they're doing. But, you know, as I always say, too much is given, much is required.
Amen.
Yes,
and I always solicit the advice from coaches, football coaches, whatever area. You know, one of my great advisors, is Mr. Shepard. You know, and one thing I like about Dante is, you know, he when I say a good friend is someone that'll tell you when you're right,
thank you,
when you are
and
wrong,
when you're wrong,
and what we can do to fix or what best practices we can use next time. And I don't get in my feelings when he says, Clanton, that's not it. I go, okay, let's try something else.
Exactly.
You need a friend like that.
Exactly.
You need a role model like that. And if you don't have a role model in your life that can say, Kathina, that's not it. But there, you know, the good book says, "I'll be wary of those who continue to pat you on your back."
You don't know better come on, preach today.
If they are congratulating you or setting you up for failure.
That's it.
And so that's where that wisdom comes in. And so we tell kids, hey, listen, turn off the macho.
Yep.
It's number one, as this is mental health awareness, and I just like to say, May.
That's right.
Yep.
As a man, it's okay to cry.
And I love it when I see a man cry. That shows me he's strong.
It's
that shows me he let them emotions out.
That's right.
The
He's
ones
strong
who,
enough not to be
humility.
The one who don't.
It's okay to say, I don't know.
That's right.
Instead of trying to use a facade to cover up weaknesses, and where people will prey, P-R-E-Y, on things that they realize that you struggle with.
Right.
And you're wondering why you're still facing the same challenge, because it's not new challenges. There's nothing new under the sun.
There you go.
You know, everything that we're facing today, I'm sure they
it's already been there and done.
It's already done it.
That's right.
Already done. We're just trying to, you know, make changes and, number one, recognize. Once you're able to recognize that, you know, I have a problem. You know, I lack this. Now, I need resources.
That's right.
And so you got to be that, to the mentor, you got to be that resource. You don't have to be in front of the camera.
That's right.
You can be that mentor teaching Sunday school at your
That's
church,
right.
at the football field.
That's right.
And so continue to be that great, that great mentor and mentee. And I tell people all the time, I said, sometimes I just get in my car and I just ride around Pensacola and, thanking God for all of the things that He has given us. And sometimes I shed a tear.
Come on, baby,
because
I'm telling
you're overwhelmed with love. And I always say, why me? Why me?
Why not you?
And then he says, well, why not you?
Why not you?
I say,
if not you, then who?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think one of my favorite gospel songs, it could have been me, it would have been me, it should have been me. And as adults, when we're talking to kids, we must remember that we're no different. We're no different.
They have to see you and you're vulnerable.
That's right.
It's okay for them to see you in vulnerable moments because they receive the vibe. When I get them and when I teach teen church on Sundays, and I use flashcards and we talk about inductive and deductive reasonings and communication skills.
That's right.
We do interview. After we do the scriptures and context, then we talk about when Moses was up there in the mountain. It says that at some point he had to come down to deal with reality.
That's right.
You can't just stay up there.
That's
the kids need to see, the vulnerability that you can be touched.
That's right.
Not only that, just to know that you're not just talking.
Correct.
You have experienced these things. You're not just saying like I know that brick is rough, but I've never touched it. So how would I know?
Correct.
And I think what you said something also there, Courtney, that's important, that I think anybody who's dealing with young people, and I'll go back to the phrase of it's a village. It takes a village to raise our children. And what we got to do now, because sometimes I used to think this way, but I grew out of that. My child not going to do that. I used to think this way. Oh, my child would never do that. Wrong answer.
I'm the opposite of you. I assumed she did it until I found out she didn't.
No, but I had to say that because I was trying to wear both hats because Brandon was a young boy when I got my divorce, right? But the fact of it is, I thank God that even though I had to put my foot on his neck, and yes, I said that. I tell parents like this, parents today, I think they're afraid to discipline their children. I know that there's a law that says, I looked at him because,
You can chastise your child for motivational and educational purposes.
Right.
However, you just can't
kill him.
Draw blood.
I can do that.
One night this preacher came by the house, he was ringing my doorbell about it, and I had Brandon on the wall. I mean,
you wasn't drawing blood.
I wasn't drawing blood, but he was scared.
No blood.
But I say that to say this though, for everybody who's listening and watching us today, please allow somebody in to help. Now, Courtney and the 100 Black Men and all the staff, the people that he's talking about, all the areas that they're reaching out to touch in this community, you can be a part. Don't be afraid to reach out for help. Do not be afraid to say, I need help. Let's save the children, because as you see, they're leaving here in huge numbers. So let's try to do something to put something on that to teach them a better way.
Oh, yeah.
Because if they don't know a better way, they're going to do what they see.
Especially, I remember being a teenager, and even when we talk about our Wedgwood days, there were women outside of my grandmother who, when you're a teenager, I don't know if y'all went through this, but your parent or your caregiver, which was my grandmother and my grandfather, they don't know nothing.
Right.
They don't understand you. And then when I would go to school, I had people that were in the administration or at the school that I believe understood me better. And so therefore, they could say the same thing my grandmother said.
It was just that you were accepting it from somebody else in a different way.
So
or maybe grandma was giving it to you in a more firm way than that person at school was giving it to you.
But my point is that sometimes children need that other outlet. And so I remember my daughter, she went to 6th grade and lost her mind. And a lot of my friends or just different people stepped in and just talked to her. And it just helped to have those different voices for those kids because I don't know, you just need it, you know? Maybe you just, at some point as a teenager, I know for me, I just thought that we just lost touch and I needed, but it was good to have those other good people.
Right.
Because you can have bad adults around you.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard DMX talk about how he looked up to a drug dealer or a pimp or, I'm just saying, they're going to find someone.
Right.
That's why a lot of kids join gangs, because they want community, right?
And what I'm saying is, though, how can we break that cycle so we can't have them?
I would also say to someone who wants to be a mentor. And you will raise, you know, you got the baby boomers and the different, you know, and as time continues to transcend, you have to make sure that you don't have a 8-track mentality trying to lead an iPad generation.
Say that again.
You can't have an 8-track mentality trying to lead an iPad generation.
Hello.
Because though I have VHSs in my shelf at home, I have no device to put it in.
I hear you.
And so I have to.
What TV can you look it up to?
And so
exactly. I got questions.
You have to continue to, you know, accept change, and change is hard.
Change is difficult.
Hard. But man, when you get over the hill, see, you know, we're the Joshua generation the most, and we have to bridge the gap.
Right.
At some point, we're going to have to pass off the baton.
Exactly.
And I will feel guilty to say that I told somebody the most richest and the smartest place, and I don't use this as a metaphor, is the cemetery.
Oh God, tell me about it.
There are so many people there that passed away that never opened up that business. They never gave that mentoring advice.
Exactly.
They never showed that young lady how to cook for that husband. They never showed that young man how to model to be a husband. There's so much wealth and knowledge that has gone on to glory.
I'm telling you.
And I'm not going to be one of them. I'm going to call it like a spade.
I'm telling you.
I'm just going to tell you, you know, what you need to know.
Exactly.
I tell you what, Courtney.
Hold that thought right there. Okay. We got to, she said, no, we got to run and take a commercial break. But we got to come right back because I tell you, it gets so interesting. I told you we need 2 hours today, so don't go anywhere. Stay right here with us. We've got our special guest today, Mr. Courtney Clanton. He's the president of the 100 Black Men. And of course, my sidekick, Kathina Dixon, right here on Blab TV.
I just remembered it's election day. Are you going to vote?
I don't know. I don't think I'll have time today.
Millions of eligible voters in America never make it to the polls or even register to vote. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make decisions for you and pick the things your taxes will pay for. Voting is more than a civic duty. It gives you a voice about the priorities and the future of your community and our nation. Voting gives you a seat at the table.
Do you want to create but don't know where to start? Our new fabric line will inspire you. If you can dream it, we can help you make it. From using kits that include everything you would need, to taking classes to create something more personalized, Daryl's is the place for you. No matter if you're just beginning or experienced, Daryl's has you covered. Find us at 6705 North Davis Highway. Open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays.
The Reesburg Institute, Pensacola's ear, nose, throat, and voice center. We welcome you to visit us at our convenient Davis Highway location in Pensacola. At the Reesburg Institute, we offer the most advanced treatment available in a calm, stress-free environment. Since 2014, we've performed over 1,000 cases in office of balloon sinus surgery, as well as septoplasty and nasal procedures using oral sedation. The in-office procedures result in a faster healing time. Visit us and feel the difference.
Hello, my name is Eric, and this was my first visit to Little John's. The selection, the pricing here, and the customer service were outstanding. I would definitely recommend. The staff was very friendly, and they'll get you what you need.
Hi, this is John with Little John's Big and Tall here in Pensacola, Florida at 5700 North Davis Highway. Check us out at littlejohnsbigandtall.com, where we can take care of you with extra large up to 14X and large tall to 6X tall.
person.
Oh my! Oh wow! Look, welcome back to the conversation, because we're really deep in the conversation throughout the breaks, whenever. But we were talking about something, and how can I word this, Courtney? Your organization is the 100 Black Men.
Correct.
But myself as a parent, you as a parent, we all know that we have these issues across the board, not in just one community. But what am I saying? What I'm trying to get out is this is what I was alluding to when we were talking. How can we get people to understand that you understand that even with diversity, that when you're setting an example, forget my beautiful pigmentation.
But I also want to just talk about data. Let's talk about data.
Right.
Let's talk about statistics, right? Let's talk about how there's a higher incarceration rate of Black men, Black people.
Right.
So it's not necessarily you're accusing anyone, or you are disqualifying anyone, or you're not saying these issues are not in the community. But if you look at how the world is run and we make data-driven decisions, we're talking about higher incarceration rates of Black men.
Right.
So the thing is not that we don't care about any other race. We're just saying that this particular race is left behind.
It's been left
and
behind.
So what do we do as a whole, as a country, as people,
to get
them
back
up
in
to
society
place and not have that high incarceration rate? I think that's my piece on how do we understand, if we look at the data and we look at what is going on data-wise. If you're looking at a group of people who's only 27% of the nationwide population, but they're 70% of the incarceration population,
but listen,
you got a problem.
But listen at this though. Now, I'm not calling it a name, but I was told in a conversation that I had with people who are in that area that we are focused on is brought to the light with us more so than across the board.
But listen to this, 27% of the nationwide population, or 27% of the state population, 70% of the incarceration population.
Exactly.
So that's data.
That is data. But what my point is, even though the data is there, so what I'm trying to say is this: how is it that even with the 100 Black men, how can we correct that locally because of the high incarceration percentage that's here in Escambia County, Santa Rosa County? How are we going to do something to bring that light to lessen that percentage?
I think that's the work they're doing.
One of the things the work that we're doing is, and as a leader in the community, I try not to hold on to history. I remember it, I put it in its context.
Right.
And I have to make sure I never forget where I came from.
Hello.
I never forget that.
Come
I
on.
always acknowledged that it was the village of Lincoln Park
Hello.
that brought me
I love that.
to where I am.
Lincoln Park.
And so I never forget what I come back. But generational curses or generational choices? Which one are we modeling?
Come on now, that's deep. That's deep.
Are we modeling? Because remember, there was a time where a lot of things that are generational didn't have access to.
That's deep.
And so now here we are today, struggling with choices.
Exactly.
And so our goal is to, and I'll give this to one of my D9 sisters, Miss Linda Green. I never knew about college when I went to take.
That's right.
I joined an organization called Pride Club. Proud, righteous individuals determined every day.
Come on.
And Miss Linda Green, Escambia County educator, Delta Sigma Theta, and she,
Check him out.
and she allowed me to join this organization, and we had a little membership card, and we had a little membership
something
card,
like that.
and I was a sergeant at arms in the organization. And she said, and next month we'll be going on college touring.
There you go.
And I said, what's that? I thought that when I graduated from 8th grade, they just gave us a certificate of completion, and I went on, sat back down. And I said, well, what's college? So, well, we're going to go to FAMU, and we're going to go to Tallahassee, TCC, and we're going to tour the Capitol. And I said, well, how much does college cost? Oh, it costs this much. I said, well, I can't afford to go to that. And she said, oh, we have financial aid.
There you go, because I know I went on
What's financial aid? Well, you got to take the ACT and that's, what's the ACT, SAT?
Exactly.
So I think it's exposure, but I want to say this because a couple years ago I visit the Capitol every year. For
right, we got 2 minutes.
Okay. But really quick, and then when I was there, I saw droves of buses of kids, and it was not a diverse group.
Right.
So I sponsored a bus to go to the Capitol and to Tallahassee, and it was AMI kids or the juveniles. And those kids didn't know what college was either. I tell you what, they saw them girls and they going back. I say, listen, whatever motivates us, I don't care.
So,
exactly.
Is that why they going?
Listen at this. So what we're talking about, everybody, is the fact of how we can make a difference, and there are all ways to make a difference. That exposure, it makes a difference.
And you ain't got to put them on the airplane and fly first class. Every summer, my kids already know. I already have their summer planned out.
Come on now. That's where I'm going next.
Sydney's going to FAMU band camp.
My daughter's been to FAMU.
One is going to the USS Alabama in Mobile. We're going to go tour that ship, and I took other kids with me, and one of the kids that we took said, Mr. Clinton, we can board this ship.
Exactly.
No,
Things
no,
I didn't know.
I said, yeah, we can come on. We've already. No, we're gonna go to jail, Mr. Clinton. We can't get on this aircraft carrier. I said, man,
yes, you can. Come on, let's do it.
We work on the FAMU campus, and I take kids all the time.
The fact that and last July, we took 19 kids of the 100 Black Men to the Blue Wahoo Stadium.
Exactly. Listen at this, guys. I mean, this has been such a phenomenal conversation today. Courtney, how can they get in touch with you? Let everybody know how they can reach out if they got parents want to talk to you or just get some information. How can they reach out to Courtney?
On the bottom of the website, we have the 100 Black Men of Pensacola.org, and if you apply to the application, and also we have a general Gmail account, but you can also apply or reach out to us through social media.
Exactly.
And so I'll reply to you personally from the Gmail account. And if you would like your son or you want to become a mentor, we do have dues for mentors, $125 a year.
All right. All right, but I tell you, man, we got so much to talk about. I got to have him back.
Yeah.
But listen to this. We've got to get out of here, guys. It's been a fantastic show today. But I'll leave you like this. Never lose your focus. Always remember to keep God first in whatever you do. Handle your situation like that. I'll guarantee you this. You're going to be a total success. Until Monday morning, know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone.